headlines earlier this month by becoming the first openly gay country music star. She writes about it in her new book, Like Me. Please welcome Shelley Wright. I can't tell you, I am one of those people who can completely understand how you have felt in the past and how you must feel right now, but I'm really proud of you because it's a hard thing to do. When you're in this business and your livelihood depends on people liking you, you're so careful of something like that that you think they'll just turn on you. So I'm really proud of you. That was a brave thing to do.
Thank you very much.
You had some help. I heard that I'm really proud of my mother. My mother wrote. I'll give her a plug right now. It's been around for a long time, but she wrote a book called Love, Ellen, and I understand you gave this to your dad to help him understand.
I did. I did actually. I love this book. Shortly after I came out to my father, first of all, I'm freaking out that I'm on your show. I am such a fan. You've inspired my life in so many ways. I think you're so funny, of course, like we all do. I've been a fan of yours for a long time, your comedy, of course, but when you came out, it inspired me, but it also terrified me.
Yeah, I bet.
And I was watching the episode of your television show when you came out, oddly enough, with my father. I went home for a funeral, and I was watching it with my sister and my father, both of whom who did not know at the time that I was gay. And you may not want to hear this part, but I'm going to tell you.
Okay. No, I want to hear what happened.
My father, the minute you came out, he reached for the remote control and he flipped the TV off and he said, "That's disgusting." And it sent me into a spiral.
I bet.
And I made that promise again, recommitted myself to never again tell anyone in my family or in the record by in public that I was gay, that I am gay.
Yeah.
And of course I found myself in a very precarious situation where my father and I were growing apart, and I had to tell my father because my life with him was becoming very detached, and I had to tell him. I wanted to tell him. And the minute I did tell him, there's a picture. That's actually the night I did tell him. Now I want you to look at that water bottle. That looks like a water bottle, but in the bottom of the water bottle, that's chewing tobacco. He came up on stage the night after I told him, right before that show, and he addressed the crowd. That was his hometown of El Dorado Springs, Missouri. And he said, "I'm so glad you guys came out to see my daughter. I'm really proud of her. Now, kid, get back to singing." But shortly after I told him that I am gay, he came to my house and I said, "Dad, I want you to read a book." And I had read your mother's book, and I was fearful that I would never have a parent like your mother. And my dad is the biggest advocate, and my dad has amazed me, and my dad is walking in the footsteps of Betty DeGeneres.
Wow. Wow. You know, I think I hear the story. Obviously, it happened 12 years ago. A lot of people sat down with their parents to watch that night, hoping that that would be a beginning of a conversation, hoping that they would get the positive response instead of the response that you got, which is "That's disgusting," and turn the TV off. And but I think a lot of parents just need to understand if the kid is sitting down with you, they're trying to tell you something, and they're trying to be a part of your life and trying to hopefully be loved unconditionally, which is what everyone asks for, is just to be loved unconditionally. That's what you want as a person, not just a child, but as a person. But I'm really, so why did you call it Like Me? What's that mean?
I called my book Like Me because the day that I decided to come out, Ellen, was the day of making my record, Lifted Off the Ground, with my amazing producer, Rodney Crowell. And he didn't know that I was gay. Can you imagine making a record with someone who doesn't know your innermost secret? And I finally had to confide in him that I am gay. And I said, "Rodney, there's one song I've been holding back from you, and I believe it's the musical centerpiece of all of these songs that we've been working on." And I held it back from him because it's clear in this song that it's about me in a relationship with a woman. He said, play it for me. And I said, no, I'll email it to you, so go home. And I went down to my computer, emailed it to him, and it's called Like Me. After I emailed it, I opened a Word document, and I wrote the title page of my book, and that's the day I started my book. And I thought that the best title for my book was Like Me for a couple of reasons. Because of that song, and because my entire childhood, I searched my entire town of Wellsville, Kansas, for anybody who was like me, and I couldn't find anyone.
It's a scary place to be, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think it's, I think that's why it's important for people that have this platform to be a representative, because there are lots of people like you out there. People who feel like there's nobody else like you. There's lots of people. And the more that it's hidden, the more that everybody says it's nobody's business, nobody needs to know about it. It's because there are kids out there getting bullied at school and getting killed.
Yeah.
So it's important to people that they know that there are other people like them. So it's a good name.
And I felt, you know, I've been making country records. I've just released my 7th record, and country music fans, I don't know if there are any country fans in the audience. But by all measure, they do like me, and they've given me hit records, and they've given me awards and nominations, and I felt that it's really wrong of me to let them assume for one more minute that I am not gay. Mm-hmm. Because I know that there is a 14-year-old girl or a 15-year-old boy sitting in his bedroom feeling like an alien in some little, you know, I know there has been so much progress made, thanks to you, thanks to people who have stepped forward in tougher situations than mine. But there's a reason no country artists are coming out. And I can't, it felt criminal to allow people to not know my entire truth. I am the girl you always thought I was, but I happen to be a lesbian as well, and I always have been.
Good for you. All right, we have a surprise for someone in the audience. We'll be back. Give away something special. We're going to fly someone in the audience and 3 guests to Nashville, put them up at the Hutton Hotel, give them tickets to the CMT Awards on June 9th. Kid Rock is hosting it, and let's find out who it's going to be. Andy? Did you almost fall down? All righty. Who's going to go?
Shannon Marquez.
Shannon Marquez. Shelley has a new CD. It's called Lifted Off the Ground, and everybody in the audience is getting a copy of the CD. Shelley's book, Like Me, and her new CD is in stores now. I'm really proud of you. I'm happy for you, and I think we need to give people more credit. They're going to love you and embrace you just like they did before. I want to thank Ashton Kutcher, Shelley Wright, Tim Allen, Joseph Vincent. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. 200,000 people on 3,800 flights every day. American Airlines knows why you fly.
Anyway.